All right, month 2, week 5, hypertrophy day 29. So we have our posterior chain that we're working. So we're starting off with stiff leg deadlifts paired with single leg RDLs. So stiff leg deadlifts, we got 3 sets of 12. Single leg RDLs, moving right into it, 3 sets of 12 on each leg. So the reason why we have this in together is so that we're getting both of the hamstrings and the glutes stimulated, and then with the single leg RDLs, we're gonna be able to stimulate and produce more muscle growth and more strength, overloading a single unit or one side of our body, because we are typically stronger single armed or single legged asymmetrically rather than we have both going at the same time. So that's why it's in there. Then we're gonna move on to dumbbell single arm wide row with wide grip pull-ups. So we're really trying to engage and get that lat stimulated and lats growing. So 3 sets of 12 on all of these for the 2 paired hypertrophy main lifts. Then we're moving on into our accessory lifts, which is gonna be chest supported row. So this is gonna take out the swing. So you might have to go a little bit lower in weight, really focus on form. We have 3 sets of 12. Really pinch your middle back during this. And then we have chest supported reverse fly. So you're just gonna stay there on that bench and then move into the fly position. And then lastly, we have single leg hip thrust to stimulate that glute to kind of cap off the workout. We have 3 sets of 12 each. So I'll see you in the next video. All right, we got stiff leg deadlifts moving straight into single leg RDLs. So stiff leg deadlifts, everything's gonna be the same normally how you'd set up for a deadlift, meaning we have our feet shoulder width apart, we're hinging over, so pushing our hips back like if we're reaching towards a wall, our back stays nice and flat. Hands go down on our knees, nice straight line from our shins all the way up through our arms. From here, you're just gonna slowly go down to the bar, but instead of having a bend in the knees here, stiff leg deadlifts, you're gonna try to have as straight as legs as possible. They don't need to be fully locked out, knees going in, but you do want to have it straight. So this is going to require a lot of hamstring flexibility and mobility. So you may need to go a little lighter, because what I don't want to see happen is I don't want to see us be like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to keep our legs super straight, and then to get down, you round your back over and then end up pulling that way. That's not what I want to have happen. If that is the case, you don't have the hamstring mobility, what you can do is you can lift the barbell or the dumbbells up by placing something underneath it. Sometimes using a 25-pound bumper plate typically works, or just adjust as you need to according to your own mobility or flexibility in the hamstring. So we're here getting set up. Start with my shoelaces where they're tied right next to the bar, about shoulder width apart. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brace my core. So I'm gonna lock those ribs down, press out with those lower abs, external obliques. Set my shoulder blades back, hinge over, go down as much as possible, trying to keep a flat back, grab onto the bar, and then draw yourself up, squeezing the hamstrings and glutes. Now, as you do this, try to keep those legs straight as possible. Come up. So this will be a big hamstring stretch. Then we're gonna move into single leg RDLs, so Romanian deadlifts. Now you can do this with a barbell, or you can do it with dumbbells. Typically, I'd recommend starting off with dumbbells with the single leg RDL. So grab your 2 dumbbells. From here, you're gonna place one foot in front of the other. And I want you to think of trying to like grab the floor with your feet. Now, if you're just getting started, you don't have that great of balance, you can do like a kickstand stance or a B stance, which is just simply like the B stance kettlebell swings, but you just have your foot about a foot out and a foot back with about 80 to 90% of that weight being on that front leg before you do the movement. Now, if you have more balance, then I would like you to try to incorporate that into this movement. So left leg plant. Remember, I'm lifting this back leg up. I personally think turning your toe in will help with maintaining balance. So a lot of times when we go down, you like to open those hips up. That's not what we're going for. We want to make sure our core is stable and our back is flat, and tucking that toe in will help with that. So here, just like an RDL, going down, pulling yourself back up. Now if you need to touch your foot each and every one, that's fine. If you don't, you can just go through. That is also good. So you do that. The other way would be to do it with a barbell. Honestly, I like doing the barbell as well. It's kind of nice. Now you would do the same thing, but instead you'd go here, drawing yourself back up. Typically you can load the barbell a little bit heavier like that. So it's 12 on each leg. Then we're going to be moving into dumbbell wide row or wide grip row. So when you're doing a regular row, you're here, you're drawing your elbows down and back. This wide row, you're coming out and to the side this way, really trying to fire this lat. When you pull, you're going to have a slight little external rotation with the hand as well. So nice like 3-point stance, back's flat, back's tight, drawing out and wide. And then right after that, you're just going to go into wide grip pull-ups. So don't wrap your thumbs, keep them hands open this way. If you wrap your thumb, you get a lot more bicep engagement. I want you to use more of your lats. From here, set your back, pull on and down all the way to the chest as much as you can. If you need to use a band to help get yourself up, go ahead and do so. If you don't have a pull-up bar, what you can do is attach a band to a high place and then simply hinge over and get the same line of action. So vertical force pulling up and down, you would just get the band attached and match it with the angle of your torso and then do the band pull parts. Now we're gonna get into the accessory lifts. So we have chest supported rows and chest supported reverse flies. Down. You want it to be about a 45-degree angle, chest supported, because I don't want you moving your body back and forth. We're really gonna isolate your back as much as possible and control the movements. So you'll just come over here, straddle, place your chest down. First thing I do is set my shoulder blades, and then I'm rowing up, pinching at the top. Rowing up, pinching at the top. Slow down for the reps. Then you'll move into reverse fly. This is also good for really forcing yourself to control the movement. You don't need to go heavy. I would say 10 pounds is gonna be plenty for most of you. When we get over that, we tend to use a little, whiplash, and we tend to honestly not get the full effect of what we're trying to do here. So smaller weights at first, and then build up. So here, again, set your shoulder blades, and then we're drawing out and wide, pinching the middle of the back, using the rear delts. I'm not trying to fly here and down. So another thing with anytime we're doing bent over reverse flies or chest supported reverse flies, a lot of the time we get in this hinge position, and the first thing we want to do is we want to come out this way rather than stay in the line or in the angle of our actual torso. So for here, you can see how my path of the weight is vertical, where my body is horizontal, so it's doing this motion, and that is going to get us up into our trap. So we don't want to do that. We want to stay in line with it as much as possible. So lastly, we have single leg hip thrust. You'll just over here, get on a bench, box, couch, whatever it is. Just place your shoulder blades down, or the bottom of your shoulder blades on the crease. Leg goes up, hinge, stay on the heel, drive all the way up and through, squeezing that glute as hard as you can at the top and back down. If that's too easy, start to add weight, place it on that hip, and drive up. Try to stay off the toe. So that's it for hypertrophy day, and I'll see you in the next video.